everyone, it's me. So this week I wanted to do a Q&A with some of the questions I got from you guys on Instagram. That's like it really. So I've got my questions here. I'm just gonna go through them. I posted it like last minute, so I realized not everybody like had a chance to see it or to do anything with that information. That was poor planning on my part. But either way, I did get some questions, so I'm gonna read those and maybe just do like a life update. I'm not sure. So without further ado, let's go. Is this not center? Because it don't look center to me. It's too late. It's too late, we're just gonna have to leave it. Everybody just slightly tilt this way a little bit to compensate. Oh, maybe it's not, whatever. Okay, so John asks, do the McDonald's in Canada have curry sauce? That is a wonderful question. And I'm gonna go ahead and say no. I've never seen curry sauce at a McDonald's in Canada. In general, okay, I never had Indian food until I moved to England. I had no idea how popular, like, just getting a curry is. Even last night, I ordered Indian through, like, I think it was Let's Eat or Just Eat or whatever. Wonderful, fantastic. Absolutely love Indian food, curry, fantastic. But it's just not really big in Canada. I don't know. It's there, you can buy it, but it's definitely not popular enough to have curry sauce at a McDonald's. If there's a Canadian who can prove me wrong, go ahead and do that, but I'm pretty sure we don't have it. Jaden asks, how long until you travel to Korea? Okay, side story, here we go. Jaden recently went to, Jaden, if you're watching this is weird, I'm talking about you. Hey, what's up? This is weird. Jaden recently went to Japan and Korea, which are like on my top travel list right now. I'm really fascinated going to Korea and going to Japan. I just think they're so interesting. And that's like my next big trip, fingers crossed. So then Jaden goes, and I just lived through his pictures. You know, you just like creepy live through those pictures. It looks so nice and so interesting. So Jaden asked, when do I go to Korea? I don't know. Nothing's planned, nothing's booked. I'm kind of thinking maybe next spring, either do Korea or do Japan. I don't think I want to do them together because I just think it would be too much. I kind of want to like give each country its own attention, I guess. So maybe next spring, who knows, really. But in a non-creepy way, Jaden, your pictures were wonderful. And, you know, next time you go to Korea, bring me with you. Jason asks, do you have a favorite British pudding that you can't get back home? I'm very partial to an apple crumble, but you definitely can get that in Canada. Although custard is not really a thing that much. Like, I feel like you can get custard on anything here. Like, it's just everywhere. I'm sure you can get custard in Canada, but it's just not like a popular thing. But in terms of like puddings, however, I've never tried Spotted Dick, which is just a wonderful name. And I was actually thinking about doing another I can't make that video and make Spotted Dick just from like a recipe I get online. I've seen it, but I don't really understand anything about it, so I thought it'd be funny to try and create it just from like a visual picture in my mind and like just a random recipe. But that's never actually happened because I've just been too lazy to get like the ingredients and stuff. So in a roundabout way, back to your question, I don't know. I don't know. Personally though, I'm more of a savories. I like crisps and sausage rolls and those kind of like meat pastries and that kind of thing. I'm not really like a pudding, pie, cake kind of person. Which is weird because I do a lot of eat this videos eating sweets. God, I don't even remember what the question was. So Jason, I don't know. I don't know. That's like the answer to all these questions so far. I don't know. What a wonderful video. Robert asks, not really a Canada versus UK thing, but curry leftovers on toast What? It's funny that out of the, I don't know, handful of questions I got, 2 are curry related. You see what I mean? You guys are obsessed with it over here. I've never had curry on toast, and I don't see me having curry on toast in the near future. So that's weird. Matt asks, what's your favorite song that was not released as a single? Signal? Matt asks, what's your favorite song that was not released as a single? Honestly, here we go. I don't know. But I do appreciate you correcting the your. I think that was very wise of you to do so. What's my favorite song not really? I don't even know which songs have been released as singles. However, lately I've been listening a lot to Dear Rouge, which is a Canadian band. If you guys follow me on Facebook, you'll know I do a Canadian music lesson every Saturday evening. So I like post a Canadian artist song sort of thing and write a little bit about them, why I like them or whatever. So many people are just like, oh, Canadian music. Don't you mean Justin Bieber and Celine Dion? Like, stop. Please stop. It's a big country. We have more than 2 people. Thank you. And what's unfortunate is there's so much good music in Canada that people just never have access to. So if you are interested in learning more about Canadian music, definitely check it out Saturday evenings. You can probably scroll back. I've done it for a while now. So there's a lot in there. I've completely lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Okay, so I've been listening to Dear Rouge, their new album. I think it's Phases. But the song that I really like right now, I like the whole album. However, the best song so far is Live Through the Night. So I've been listening to that one a lot. Is it a single? I'm not sure. Probably. But it's really good. So, I mean, check the whole album out. I'm probably going to post it on the Saturday Canadian music lesson because I'm just in love with it. Next question comes from Pram. Is that your real name? I don't know. How easy is it to balance work and YouTube, and what's the best way to gain subscribers? Here's the thing. I have no idea what I'm doing. You've probably noticed. How easy is it to balance work and YouTube? It just needs to be organized, and that's one of my positive skills sets, thankfully. So right now I work full-time, like an actual job. I leave the house and I go to work. We'll talk about that at the end of this video. I go to work. I also study part-time, so I'm in a college, I don't know if it's a diploma or certificate, but like a college program I'm doing online. So I already have my college diploma from years before, but I wanted to get more. Why not? So I work full-time. I do this college stuff part-time, and then I do YouTube part-time, and then I have a social life part-time, and I like to sleep a lot. So my biggest thing is just being organized, and I love to be ahead, like ahead of the game, you know what I mean? So say my college program gives you a timeline. So it's like week 2, you need to do this. Week 3, you need to do this. So say right now we're on like week 5, but I'm actually on week 6 or 7 of the content because I want to be at least a week ahead. I do the same thing with YouTube. I always try to have one video ahead of myself. So while I'm filming this one and edit it, and I'll post it, scheduling it for my Tuesday 3 p.m. like launch time, I'm also gonna have a video that's hidden in the background. So I always have like a week cushion, if that makes sense. So definitely if you wanna get into YouTube or any like continuous hobby like this, where you have to be like very consistently hitting a deadline, like my Tuesday 3 p.m. I have to hit it every single week. I have to hit all my college deadlines for projects and essays and all the rest of it, and obviously I need to be at work for certain times. So I just try to get ahead so I have that breathing space, you know, I can chill a little bit, especially on weeks. My mom just came to visit and I didn't film at all that week, but that was okay because I had filmed 2 videos the week previous, so I was all right. You know, it's just like always having that cushion space, if if that makes sense. But in terms of what's the best way to gain subscribers, I think a big thing is to be consistent. I've been posting my videos Tuesday at 3 p.m. for a while now. Like I was like, Tuesday 3 p.m. that's gonna be my time, and you just stick with it and you always hit it. So people know what to expect. I've been doing my Saturday night Canadian music lesson for a couple months now, and it's just like, you know what to expect, that you're always consistent. So I really think if you're interested in YouTube, I have no idea what I'm talking about anyway, so don't take any of this don't take any of this seriously, is what I meant to say. But be consistent, be organized, be ahead of schedule, and just enjoy it. I only do this because I like to do it. I don't make money to sustain anything. I don't even think I make enough money to cover my fuel costs in a month. Like, it's not anything. So I do this because I enjoy it. So if you're gonna do it, you might as well enjoy doing it. My one last thing, I guess, I really like watching content that seems very genuine, like people that just seem like they're just being themselves. Obviously, everything you see online is edited, even my own stuff. I want to be genuine. I'm still editing this stuff. Like, it's still not like a full reaction of like what I am. It's just a YouTube version of it. So obviously be wary of what you're seeing, but I like watching people who seem like they're genuine. So I think that's a better way to get subscribers than to be like some big fake personality. But what do I know? Really? That was a long monologue. I am so sorry. I hope that answered your question. Marcus asks, did you have a degree of some sort to work in the UK, or are you on a working holiday visa? Good question. I don't have a degree. Yay. When I first came to the UK, I came on a Tier 5 Youth Mobility Scheme visa, which is the working holiday visa. For the most part, it's very easy to get as long as you are a certain nationality. It's not just open to all countries, it's specific countries that have an agreement with that country. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm saying. But overall, it is a fairly accessible visa as long as you are from a certain country, aka Canada, and you have enough savings, but you don't have to have a degree, you don't have to be highly skilled. It's really like an experience to work and live abroad, basically. However, the visa is only 2 years, and when your 2 years is up, you sure as hell better get out of the UK or they will kick you out. After that visa, it is really difficult to stay in the UK. It's very hard. So if you do come over on the Tier 5, that's fantastic, but you also need to be realistic in your odds of staying on afterwards. It is very difficult, and there are a limited amount of visas that are applicable. So after my Tier 5, I then went on a spouse visa or an unmarried partnership visa. The other options would be to get on a married visa. You'd still have to go through the same process. You can't just like marry somebody like, I'm gonna stay here. You still have to apply for the visa, pay for it, go through all the paperwork. It's basically the same as the unmarried thing. We're not gonna get into the details. The other visas are, if you wanna be a student, come here on a student visa. I can't afford it. College and like university here in the UK would be unbelievably expensive for a foreigner like me, so I can't afford that visa. I'm also not considered a skilled worker, or I'm not a worker in a field that has a shortage, so like a nurse or teachers, that kind of stuff. So I don't qualify for any of the other visas. The only way I'm able to stay in the UK is because I am dating an English person and we have lived together for at least 2 years and meet the criteria to get a unmarried visa. That was a mouthful. But other than that, I would not be allowed to be here because I don't qualify for anything else. So it is tricky. If you are interested in the UK, it's a wonderful, wonderful place. All parts of it. Not been up to Northern Ireland yet, but it's on the list. However, it is very hard to come here to live and work, and it's very hard to come here to live and work and stay. So just be realistic to what you are able to get. God, that was a lot of an answer for a short question. Henry, I think. Henry? Is that you? Henry asks, have you been to Alton Towers? Answer, no. That was a short one. I'm trying to keep that one short for you guys. Oh, here we go. I'm going to say some more. I've been to Thorpe Park a couple of times, and I went to Chesington, which was cute. I mean, it's obviously for like younger kids, but I thought it was fun. But Alton Towers, no, have not. Maybe in the future. Who knows? Next question comes from Richard, who says, what was the most surprising thing about moving to England? I think one of the most surprising things about moving to England or just moving abroad in general is I never really thought about, oh, how do I say that? I think what is so surprising to me is I consider England home. Canada is always going to be home. I'm always going to be Canadian. Canada is home, but England is also home, which is a weird sensation. I guess I'm just surprised because normally when you travel, you go someplace sort of a limited time, you do some fun stuff, you enjoy it, you're like, oh, this place is so cool, and then you go back home and you have like that connection to that place because you had fun, but you don't see that place as home because, you know, it's a vacation. But when you actually like move somewhere, and I've gotten to the point now after being here for 2.5 years, like England seems very homey to me. Like I look forward to coming home. Not this decor, obviously, it kills me, but yeah, it's just a weird feeling to feel at home in a different country. You know, I love going to the pub, I love going to the cinema, I love walking up the high street, you know, going along the cobbled side streets and alleys and the castles and the hikes. And yeah, England does feel like home, like a second home, like home 2.0. So yeah, that was very surprising. I guess I just never really thought about it before. And now I'm thinking about it now. And now I'm gonna have an existential crisis. Thank you, Richard. The Weightless Drop, who has no name, asks, how many hours have you put into Zelda Breath of the Wild? Oh man. Many. Although I didn't actually want to finish it when I finished it. So I was at the final castle, like exploring around, and I still wanted to play more of the game, but I went too far into the castle that it started up the final boss cutscene, and then once you're in it, like you can't get out. So I actually finished the game before I wanted to. But I mean, you can go back in and replay and stuff, which I've not done because I'm lazy. But yeah, a lot of hours. It's a beautiful game. Like, real nice. Just really fun, happy, pretty, nice music, nice scenery, easy to follow the story, funny characters, cool plot. It's just a really nice game. And I've spent many hours on it. So Daniel asks, with all the places you've been, where's been your favorite and why? That's a good question. God, I don't know. Let's just do some really quick ones. York, I loved. Beautiful. It was kind of rainy and broody, and people were very nice, and the architecture is very pretty. I also loved Bath for the same reasons. Really pretty, lovely people, lots of like cool stuff to look at. I love all my trips to Wales. I think Wales is super like overlooked. Like nobody talks about Wales, but like Wales is super pretty. So both in the south and definitely in the north, Wales is wonderful. I've loved Germany and Denmark and Italy and God, I don't know. Those ones are like the ones that come to mind. But like I said before, I really want to go to Japan and I really want to go to Korea. Fingers crossed. If anything, I've never had a trip to a country that I've really hated. The only one I kind of had a negative experience was when I went back to Barcelona. They're having a lot of problems right now. They don't want any tourists, And when you're there, you could really feel like people did not want you there. And that's the only sort of negative trip I've ever had. And I still ended up enjoying it. Barcelona is beautiful. There's so much history. But that was the only one where I really felt like, yeah, they probably don't want me here. So really quick life update, because my camera is telling me it's overheating and it's gonna turn itself off. Because isn't technology just wonderful? In fairness to this camera, it's about 6 years old. Shout out old technology. So let's make this real fast. Life updates. My mom came for a visit. It was really wonderful. I am working a new job, like I mentioned. That is really wonderful. I'm still driving and haven't hit anybody or killed myself or anybody else. So that's wonderful. Life in general is looking pretty good so far. Knock on wood. I think that's pretty much my whole life. College is going okay. It's not very fun, but you know, it's a thing. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm very panicky now because the screen is flashing and oh my god, it's gonna set itself on fire. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for sending in your questions. Thank you so much for all the lovely comments and all the lovely thingies that people do that are nice. I really appreciate all the like engagement and stuff and the thumbs up on my videos and like people being kind and like that's cool. And the 12,000 plus subscribers is very hard to comprehend. I don't think I've ever seen 12,000 of any one thing. You know what I mean? It's hard to picture. But thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, bye!